What's up, guys? As you can see, well, maybe you don't notice, but as you can see, I'm in a new room. I've officially moved out of Florida. I'm now in Georgia. And as you can see, it's a fucking mess. I'm not even close to getting this room ready. Let's just say, well, not let's just say, the desk that I usually film my videos on, the movers broke it, but I mean, it was kind of falling apart. I built it probably like 5 years ago, and I probably didn't build it the best. It was a bit hard. I mean, it was a pretty complex desk. I mean, there's, a lot of different types of shelves, measurements, and shit. So, I mean, I probably didn't do it the best. It still worked for a while, and it probably wouldn't have broken as soon as it did if I didn't have to move abruptly. But hey, it is what it is. But I got some cubicles. They arrived the other day. I still got to build them. I've been procrastinating on that. But yeah, my room's a fucking mess. I've been out of a turntable for about a month now, and my tape player's been acting up. So I've only been listening, or I've only been using Bluetooth for this for a Victorola that I used to have a while ago. That, again, the record player doesn't work on that either. So yeah, I haven't even been listening to records and shit, which is pretty fucking depressing because streaming is just, anyone who collects knows it's just not the same at all. And yeah, it just doesn't hit the same, and it's pretty depressing. But yeah, I mean, now I'm in Georgia, off to a new start. I mean, I've been here for about what, like 4 or 5 days, but the movers didn't come until a couple days ago, so they came a bit late. But yeah, I've just been hitting nature trails and shit, like the scenery in Georgia. I'm like a little north of Atlanta. It's probably like 30, 40, 45 minutes if the traffic's not bad. But if the traffic is bad, it's probably like an hour and a half, almost hour 15, hour 20. So yeah, it can take some time. It's probably about the same amount of how far I was from Miami. I was in like Palm Beach, and like I said, it'd probably take around an hour, hour and 20 minutes. Maybe Miami was a little further, but the traffic here is worse allegedly. But besides the point, I've just been going on nature trails. I've probably been to like four so far. I went to the one 3 times, and then went to another one a few days ago. But can't spend too much money, and there's 2 shows I'm trying to hit that are in a few weeks, and I've really been looking for a job but haven't had any luck yet. But I might find out about one on Monday, I hope. I mean, cross my fingers. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so there's Mayhem, which is March 17th. I really want to go to that just because, yeah, I mean, I've seen them before, and I personally love Mayhem's early stuff. I'm not one of those Mayhem haters like, oh, they're cringe TikTok. I don't give a fuck about any of that. But let's just say I'd love to see them again. They put on a great show last time. And it's just the perfect show to meet other like black metal heads or people who at least like parts of black metal, even if it's one of like the pioneering basic bands. I mean, you're gonna see a lot of people who at least appreciate black metal to an extent, and I could meet a lot of like-minded people. But then 5 days after Mayhem, there's Belphegor, which is on a Saturday. So I think Mayhem's on a Monday, and then Belphegor's on a Saturday. And yeah, if I had to choose one, I'd probably choose Belphegor just because I haven't seen them yet. I don't think they've been in the U.S. since like 2019 or maybe even less. So yeah, I mean, on top of that, it's like they weren't even coming to South Florida where I was. I think the only Florida date on this tour is Tampa. So yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't have seen them otherwise if I was in South Florida still. So I'm definitely trying to go to that, like 100%. That's more of the priority, but I also really would like to go to Mayhem and just go to both because like I said, it's just more opportunity to meet like-minded people. And obviously, all those bands put on good shows. At least the headliners. I don't even really know the opening bands for either of those. I did look at the Mayhem one. What is like Mortis and some other shit. I remember I looked at the Mayhem one, but besides the point, yeah, I really just want to meet some people and have a good time. But yeah, so we're going over some random records. No specific topic or anything like that. I mean, the first one I'll start off, before I show it, I'll probably say, so my last night in South Florida, I went to a local show, and yeah, it was me and a good amount of my friends. Not all of them, but a good amount of them showed up. It was actually a really good fucking night. Like, there's a lot that was going wrong I mean, just in general while I was living there, but especially those last few weeks I was in Florida, like everything was going wrong. Anything that could have gone wrong, it did. And that last night was actually pretty damn good. And it made me leave on a good note, which is pretty relieving. But yeah, so we went to a local show. The band me and my friends were there for, I've seen this band maybe once, maybe twice. They're called Las Rosas Bong Death. It's like this more like, it's a gore grind band. It's a little joke kind of gore grind band, but they're really good. The vocals are insane live, and they always put on a good show. So that was the band me and a lot of my friends were there because we've all seen them. But yeah, there's a slam brutal death metal band that was like local to Miami, South Florida. I forgot the name, but they were really good. They went first, and then the gore grind band that we were there for went next. Yeah, they went next, and their set was actually really short. I think it was like 10 minutes, maybe even 8 minutes. So I wasn't expecting that, but I mean, it was still fun. I mean, we chilled with the vocalists, and got a picture with them. It was pretty cool. And yeah, there's a couple other bands. And there's one band after that, I forgot what the name of it was, but I've seen the members of that band and other bands around South Florida over the years. And yeah, then the headlining band, I think, was like a hardcore band called Bandit, and it was their debut Florida performance. And they were good energy. It wasn't this type of stuff I'd listen to in my free time, but it was a good way to end the show. And like I said, they were really good energy. But besides the point, the Gorgrind vocalist for the band, my friends were there to see. He was selling a bunch of merch. He has like a little mini distro, and he was selling all types of like grindcore, gore grind type shit. There's some other shit, some death metal and stuff, but you know, a lot of gore grind, grindcore stuff. So my friend actually bought it for me. Shout out to Susslord, aka Tommy. He bought this for me, and I really appreciate that. But it is, I don't even really know what it's called. It's Grind Freaks. I don't know if that's his label. It's a tribute to Unholy Grave. It's 500 copies. I'll show you guys that. It's the cover right there. Got some stickers in the plastic. I'll show you guys a better look at the cover. And obviously it's a 10, so not a 12, but basically it's a compilation of a bunch of gore grind and I think more grindcore, but that, you know, that type of subgenre of core metal music, it's like that. So you got a bunch of those grindcore bands on the back. I haven't even listened to it yet because, like I said, I've been out of a turntable for over a month. It's fucking awful, man. But yeah, this was an awesome gift from a friend. We actually all got one. Well, 3 of us did out of the 5 friends I was with, but still pretty awesome. Yeah, so this was an awesome, like, cool present from one of my friends, and yeah, I can't wait to listen to it. There's only so much I can say about it. I mean, outside of black metal, actually, I mean, it's not you know, a secret that I really like death metal, and like old school death metal was my first love for extreme music, like I've said a million fucking times. But I also really like gore grind. I like some grindcore too. I mean, I like the first 2 Napalm Death records. I think after that it went more death metal, but the first 2 Napalm Death records are fucking classics. I don't care if they're left wing. I don't give a fuck about any of that. I really like the first 2 records, and I love Brutal Truth. I love just some of the classic grindcore bands. I think they're all relatively good, but yeah, I like gore grind a little better. But either way, super excited to hear this compilation. Put it on my messy bed. Yeah, my room's a fucking mess, honestly. I've been like I said, I've been trying to find a job. I mean, there's one I thought I was going to get, and I finally got in contact with the owner, and then one of the employees said they're hiring, and he's like, oh, we're not hiring right now, you know, yada, yada, but I gave him my information. I obviously applied and gave him my resume, so maybe we'll get a call back. I don't think so, but I have another one, like I said, that I'm hoping to hear by Monday. But yeah, that's just been stressing me out because I'm trying to go to those shows, trying to meet people, and don't want to run out of funds. But another band I'm going to show you guys. I mean, everyone knows this band. It's no secret. These are some of the records that were I pre-ordered or just took forever, and I got like right before I was going to move, and I actually haven't listened to them. Well, a couple of them I did listen to. Well, one of them I listened to. 2 of them I actually listened to at my friend's house before. It was a couple nights before the Miami show we went to. But yeah, I mean, this was one of them. It is Revenge's new full-length. I don't even fucking know what it's fucking called. It's called Violation, Strife, Abominate. Typical Revenge type name, but it works well. This is the white cover, and it's a marble black gray LP, limited to 300 copies. They had this. I think they had a more limited one that came with a shirt, but the cover was black like the rest of them. That would have been cool to get a shirt with it, but I just don't think I wanted to spend that much. Here, I'll take it out of the plastic. And yeah, like I said, 300 copies. Yeah, so you got the cover right there. There you guys the back. How many songs? 8, I'm assuming. Or no, it looks like there's a good more. I guess they're a little shorter. But looks like 10, maybe 12. Like I said, I haven't really even paid attention to this. I only listened to this once, and it was at my friend's house while we were drinking, so I was only paying attention so much. It wasn't like a personal, intimate setting. Let's see. Yeah, you got Jay Reed right here, fucking classic war metal pioneer, if you ask me. What are these, like the song titles? Show you guys the variant. I mean, I'm sure a lot of y'all have seen this variant, but be careful with that. Like I said, gray marble, 300 copies, really cool. Put this back carefully and not drop it. Grab a edge. Careful, there we go. Pause the video real. Yeah, so I'm not in the best position now that I don't have a desk, so I just want to make sure I got that shit in okay and didn't damage anything, but as I was saying, yeah, the new Revenge album, I mean, it sounds like pretty much what you'd hear from Revenge. Nothing necessarily innovative or expanded on. It's just the classic Revenge sound. Obviously, there's a couple of the older albums I always probably like the best, no matter how much shit they release, I guess, because that was like, you know, peak Revenge. But I mean, this is as good as it gets too with Revenge. I mean, it's everything you'd want and expect to hear from a band like Revenge. So good fucking full length. Awesome to start the year off. I can't wait to actually listen to it in my own personal free time on my own turntable. I guess I'll tell you guys real quick. So, like I said, it broke over a month ago, and I sent it back. But one of my friends, he thought he could maybe fix it because I already had another of the same turntable that also broke. It was my brother's. Well, my brother's was the one that broke, but the one I sent back was the other one I had before I bought one for my brother. But we were gonna like switch. I forgot, like it was like the mothership or something along those lines. I'm personally not educated with that type of stuff. My friend works in IT and he's done some other type of stuff like that. So he thought he could maybe do it, but the soldering was a little out of his skill set. So yeah, so he just didn't do it. But yeah, I sent it back, and basically they said they're either going to be able to fix it or give me a refund. I thought they might replace it, but I'm really hoping for a refund so I can just use that to get an upgrade, because you know, if it gets fixed, I'm sure it'll break under 6 months with how much I use it, and I really hope they just don't be able to fix it. But something else I'm worried about is oh, you might have tampered with it trying to fix it. Even though the one I sent back, it was probably fine, but and I'm just gonna deny it as much as I can, and hopefully they believe me, or hopefully that doesn't even come up. But yeah, I just really hope I get a refund, because that was probably like 200 something, and the turntable I want, that was recommended to me by a friend. It's like about it's like you customize it on the site. I don't know the brand name, but he makes it sound like it's a really good brand, and it's like way better than what I have now. And like he said how he customized it personally, and a lot of stuff he customized is something I'd want too, because he told me. But he said it was probably spent around like 360, which, you know, it's not that much more. It's only like 100 something more than what I paid for this like shitty low end to Audio Technica that can't even last 6 months. But yeah, so hopefully that will be the case. I'll have to wait longer, but you know, it'll be 100% worth it. But yeah, new Revenge album. Let's see what's next. So I don't know if I've shown this in a video. You can already see it, obviously. It's one of the more recent Goatmoon presses. I don't know how to pronounce it, obviously. You know, I can't pronounce shit. I can't even pronounce shit in English language, but especially Finnish. But yeah, we'll get to it. I mean, I could try to pronounce it. Yeah, no way I'm pronouncing that. But yeah, one of the recent Goatmoon presses. The back cover is obviously one of the most legendary like photo shoot pictures of Black Goat and a werewolf, or Laurie and Jacko, however you say their names. I always used to see this pic online, and it's pretty cool to have it on vinyl. Now, I actually didn't know it was the back of this release, but now I know. Or maybe it wasn't on the original one, I'm not sure, and they added it, not sure. But it's still cool to have this picture on an LP. Show you guys the variant. I mean, it's nothing, you know, special, but it's not the black. Here, let me just be careful with this. Take it out real quick. It's a gold LP, Werewolf Records, obviously. And obviously it comes with the folk instrumentals. Some of them, I think this came out between Varjot and Voido, but you'd hear Race of Heroes, a folk instrumental, some black metal at the end, and then you'd hear some folk instrumentals of Varjot. Maybe there's a couple more that would have been on Voido, if I'm not mistaken. I probably should have looked it up before this, but I think this came out between Varjot and Voido, and if I'm saying that right, and they also kind of like foreshadowed some songs, maybe, or maybe they're on an EP or split. I don't know fucking everything about Goatmoon's disco, but yeah, basically folk songs between those two albums. And then there's an EP. I don't know if that was on the original release or they added it. It's like 3 songs. It has like Aryan Beauty, For Our Blood and Native Soil, and yeah, a couple good songs. It's all relatively good. I mean, as a lot of people say, Goatmoon can do no harm. So yeah, definitely glad I got this. I still want the split with the ambient one. What is it? Dead Reptile Shrine. I think it's still on Hell's Headbangers. They still have all the variants too. I definitely should hop on that before it's gone. It's kind of weird to me. Like some Goatmoon like releases, like they'll sell out super fucking fast, and then a lot of them won't. But the ones that do, it's like I wonder why that sold out so fast. Out of like, you know, Finnish Steel Storm or Death Before Dishonor, because like those got pressed almost like 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure at least one of them is still on Hell's Headbangers. That's almost like 2 years. But the self-titled Goatmoon EP that was on there, and like I said, I'm sure they had like way less copies, but when that was added, I think it sold out in the first like day or two, and people were just like, I didn't expect that. Like, how the fuck did that sell out so fast? But like I said, the classic shit is still there. But and it's not like Werewolf represses it every year, every other year. He probably presses it like what, every 3 to 5 years, like 4 or 5 years. So it's like, you know, once it's out, you know, people are gonna tax the fuck out of it because it's NS or whatever. But you get the idea. But just let me put this back real quick. Yeah, like I said, if you see Goatmoon's vinyl on eBay is like 100 plus, when in reality it's not worth that whatsoever. It's just common sense to someone who's been collecting for at least a little while. Hey, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Let's see. Oh yeah, so the next record, so this record kind of got on that more hype beast spectrum in the past few months, when I remember they made a CD pressing, and I heard a lot of people being, oh, we need a vinyl pressing. Like, a lot of people seem to be really excited that maybe a vinyl pressing was coming. And this band, I might have heard them before. I know I've heard the name. I mean, they're from Cali, I believe. And I'm not gonna lie, I was one of these trendy people who hopped on it too. But I listened before, and I did like what I heard. And by now I've listened to the full thing since, like I said, my turntable's broken. I remember I listened to a little of it and I liked what I heard. So I made sure to catch the drop of who was dropping it. It was wholesale from a Canadian distro, but I believe so. But yeah, and I was one of the trendy motherfuckers who hopped on it. I've heard some people listen to this, I'm like, this is fucking sucks. Just one of those trendy bands. But to me, I personally really like it. But I'm pretty easy to please when it comes to black metal and just extreme metal as a whole, like I always say. But we'll get to it. It is Arismenda. Without Circumference, something like that. I don't even know how to say the name. It shows you how much of a trendy fuck I am. But I've listened to this a fair amount at this point. I probably listened to this full length like 8 to 10 times, and I would have liked to wait, before I could do it on my turntable. But yeah, I'm not waiting that long. But yeah, so we got the cover. Show you guys. This is a really fancy LP. It came with a booklet. Came with a massive poster of the album cover. Maybe I'll hang that up and frame it. Yeah, I really got to put some posters up on these walls. Like naked walls, like, I don't know, that shit makes me uncomfortable, at least in my own room. I'm just like, God damn, I hate this shit. But I'll show you guys the booklet real quick. So, something cool about this album, the lyrics were never released, at least for that specific album. I don't know about other releases, but they were never released until this booklet was released that came with this LP, and this is the first pressing on vinyl of this album. So this is something new. On the downside, they're kind of in this weird font that are not, I mean, I can read it, but yeah, it's not that easy to read. So it's kind of like, if you're going to make the lyrics like available to the public for the first time, like at least make it like a little legible. But I mean, yeah, I can read it for the most part, but yeah, it's like that fucking font, man, like, come on. But the booklet's really nice. It has some awesome imagery, fits with the rest. I don't know if this was already, imagery that was on past pressings on CDs or anything, but really fucking cool. And yeah, so even before the lyrics came out, I looked up the lyrical themes on Metal Archives, obviously, and it was lyrics around like BDSM and then like DSBM themes, kind of like hopelessness, suicide, maybe like drug addiction too. But I don't know if these lyrics are available on other albums. I didn't look too deep, but as far as you see the song titles, the imagery, it seems like to match up, even if you didn't know the lyrics. And that was something that kind of drew me to getting this before I fully heard it. The nihilism, the suicide with BDSM elements, sexual desecration, all that type of stuff, and I'm into that. I think those together kind of drew me in, and like the thing is, it doesn't sound like a DSBM band, like completely at least. Like, doesn't sound like, oh, some gay shit like Happy Days or fucking whatever the fuck's trendy nowadays, all that type of shit. And I like some DSBM, like I like None. I mean, I like the classic shit like Leviathan's first album. That's like super fucking basic, but yeah, so the lyrical themes, at least from what I read before I read this booklet, like they attracted me. I thought that was some cool concept, especially with them like together and merged. But yeah, I'm super glad I managed to get it. I will say though, that record was a fucking hassle to get. I'm not calling out any labels or anything or trying to be negative. They did the right thing, but to sum it all up, I ordered it. I stayed up until 3 a.m. to catch this drop, and the distro is from Cali. That's where the band's from. They're from Cali, so it's like midnight, and then it's like 3 a.m. where I am. And yeah, I stayed up. I remember I had to work really early, but my job was fucking easy at the time, so like whatever, I'll lose some sleep over it. But I stay up late anyway. And I got it. I remember I had to be one of the first to pre-order. Like I remember on the dot 3 a.m. I was looking, it wasn't even ready yet. Like it didn't even load until like 3:02. But yeah, I was one of the first to do it. I wanted to get one of the more limited variants because fuck it. I mean, I'm staying up for it. So go big or go home. And they're all the same price anyway as like the black LP. But yeah, so I order it, and then almost like a month and a half goes by. I had other friends because I posted about it, and then other mutuals ordered it too. And I had one, I'm not gonna say any names, but he's messaging me. He's like, "What the fuck's like taking so long? Like, it wasn't listed as a pre-order. Why aren't they shipping it?" And like they made it, I mean, they had it on hand already, so it's like, why aren't you shipping it? Me, I was chill about it, but once I found out I was moving is when the problem came. Because I'm just like, I mean, I could change the address and shit, but I'm just saying the last time I moved in last year in 2024, I did that for some labels, and like 2 of them literally shipped it to my old address on accident. How ironic, but it worked out anyway because I had a family member at that old address anyway. But yeah, so I just I didn't want to deal with that. I'd rather just get it and then leave. And yeah, so I tell them, and then there are apparently I had a mutual who's shipped first, even though he ordered it way after me. Not that I really care, but I was like, all right, well, maybe they can ship mine soon. And I tell them, and they ship it. And what they did is have USPS pick them up instead of dropping them off themselves, which takes an extra week. So I look, probably like 6 days later, I'm like, damn, they're doing that. I'm already so limited on time. I didn't tell them the exact date, but I'm like more towards the end of February, which was like a few weeks from now. And like shipping from Cali to Florida takes about like 6 to 8 days. But anyway, it eventually ships. And then I remember it came. This wasn't the label at all, but USPS was just fucking up, and it would accidentally give it to other USPS distros all right next to me, like in neighboring towns, and not, USPS fucks up a lot. It's not necessarily like, it's not completely uncommon, but shit happens. But they did that like twice, and by the time it was gonna come the day the movers came, and then like I told them, yeah, I'll just pick it up because I was staying in South Florida for a few extra days to chill with friends anyway and get some more hours at work. And yeah, and then I didn't tell them to do this, but then like, oh, it's on hold at the office after I was waiting forever to, see if I could pick it up. And I'm like, all right, well, I didn't say that, but I guess that makes it easier. I get it. And then I'm at a kava bar just chilling, and I asked the bartender for some scissors. I open it, I'm super hyped, and I see they sent me the black LP. And like, I wasn't like livid. Like, this is like first world problems, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was a little pissed off because, like I said, those last few weeks I was in Florida, literally everything was going wrong. Like, shit that was a way bigger deal than like vinyl not being the right color. Like, that's, like I said, it's first world spoiled kid problems. But it still triggered me with like everything else that was going on. It's just one thing after another. Even if it was little things, it was just non-fucking stop, everything going wrong. But I didn't cuss them out or anything. I just said, hey man, I mean, could you guys ship the right one, and I'll ship this one back. And I gave them the right address. And like, yeah, we really appreciate your dedication and staying up till 3 a.m. It was fine. It wasn't like a huge deal, but yeah, on the bright side, they shipped it like literally that day with the right variant. And I think they used a really fast shipping because that shit came Saturday before I even came, and I was just waiting there. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. That's pretty cool. Either way, I eventually got it, and I sent that back to them, and yeah, that was about it. But like I said, it was a fucking hassle to get. I've never had that much trouble with getting a record, and it's not even just because of the label. It's just everything. Like, everything went wrong, and just outside of that, everything went wrong. But I have it now, and I can't wait to finally spin it. Probably should wrap this video up. Oh yeah, and with this video and the video I'm going to post today that I recorded in Florida, I'm probably not going to edit these videos anymore because I just procrastinate like a motherfucker, and it's just like, fuck this. I mean, I'm not getting anything out of trying to do it the hard way and edit it because I just hate editing on my phone. And I could have posted this last video like almost a month ago, and I just keep not editing it because I'm stressed about other shit. It's just like a lot of these collectors that make videos, like, they don't fucking edit shit. Like, this isn't some professional fucking bullshit. I might as well just post it raw, unfiltered, whatever. And yeah, that's about it. So just don't expect any future videos to be edited until I get like a laptop or something. Yeah, I'll show you guys the variant. Be careful with this. I'll show you guys the back. The back's super cool. Let's see here. Got it right here. Let me just be careful. Take this out. Take this out. Okay. Yep, we got the molten, I call it the Darth Maul vinyl. It's like Darth Maul skin. Red and black. Just wanted to show you guys real quick. Let me put it back carefully. These paper sleeves are always kind of a pain in the ass. Grab that. See, gotta push it in a little. Just a pain in the fucking ass. There we go. Put this back in. Honestly, I just wish, at least it came with one of these, not those like shitty ones. I don't know how to describe it. They rip and like, the first few days you have it. Those should be illegal in fucking distros or vinyl plants or whatever. This type of plastic covers should be illegal. But yeah, those are some records. I was gonna go over one more. That was just a classic I wanted to go over, but this video is probably almost like 30 minutes at this point. But yeah, like I said, I look fucking disgusting right now. I'm kind of realizing I'm like sweating right now. I feel like the fucking AC is not working in here. But yeah, I'll post a clip on my Instagram and TikTok, and obviously this will go on YouTube. Antichrist Vomit Chalice for Instagram and TikTok, and then Decibels _ 666 on YouTube. Thanks for watching.